So here we are on the Tampa waterfront talking about the arts. I'm here with Evan Handler. You may know him from such television shows as Californication or Sex and the City. But you are here in your capacity as an ambassador for the Creative Coalition, talking to Republicans and telling them why the arts are important and why we should save funding. Tell me what your basic message is.
The Creative Coalition is a nonpartisan organization that visits both conventions, that lobbies on the Hill every year, both parties, whoever's willing to listen, and advocates for funding for arts and arts education.
Right. Okay. And well, as you probably know, one of the parts of Romney's platform, Governor Romney, is to eliminate funding for, among other things, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. That's like $300 million something of savings. I mean, do you make a financial argument for keeping it?
Absolutely. I don't think people really understand and are given the data to support what an economic driver the arts are for our society. First of all, in the most wide-ranging way, entertainment is the #2 export of the United States of America, dollar for dollar. It goes agriculture, entertainment, military. When we're talking about the NEA, I don't think people understand that for every dollar spent from the NEA budget, there are 7 tax dollars generated by the businesses that flow from those dollars. You give $1,000 to a museum, to a ballet company, to a symphony orchestra, the restaurants surrounding it, the hotels, the taxis, this generates 7 tax dollars.
So in terms of the ripple effect, the number of people that go out to dinner to go see the ballet or
and we're not talking
that.
about what they spend. We're talking about the taxes that come to the federal government as a result of what they spend.
So that must be a pretty good hook, particularly
well,
here.
Well, it's just a question I want to ask. I mean, if I could have a minute with Mitt Romney, I would say, what other business is giving you a 700% return on your investment?
That's better than the private equity business.
That's right. If you want to regrow this economy, why are you defunding the industry and the outlet that gives you a 700% return on your investment? When kids are exposed to art and music programs, they stay in school longer. They're 3 times more likely to graduate high school. It's a huge statistic. We have, everybody acknowledges, a crisis in high school graduation. 1 in 10, I think it is, doesn't graduate high school. And if you project that over 10 years, it's like it's millions upon millions of people who are not fully educated. They score over 100 points higher on SATs. You have to make a choice about whether you're looking to produce assembly line workers or whether you want to produce the future Steve Jobs of the world. Do you simply want people who are producing the goods designed elsewhere, where the profits flow elsewhere, or do you want to produce the people whose creativity and ingenuity has been nurtured to the point of being able to be the designers and inventors on the forefronts of technology, of aerospace, of all the industries that I think the United States has historically led.
For not that much money, let's put this all in perspective. Now, what do you think it costs for security for this and the Democratic convention?
I happen to know.
And what is that number?
I happen to know that the security, the taxpayer-paid security for the 2 conventions, which from talks that I've had here, each party readily admits no longer serve a political purpose. They're infomercials to sell their message. Taxpayer cost is equal to the entire budget for the National Endowment for the Arts.
And what's the reception you've had so far around here in Tampa?
Look, you talk to people one-on-one and they say, absolutely, I understand, I agree. Then what they do behind closed doors, anybody knows. So what the Creative Coalition does is a 2-part lobbying process. We talk in general to people at an event like this and try to get them to understand these data points. And then when it comes to line items, there is more personal lobbying and influencing that gets done on the Hill at other times of the year.
And what is the reception to you personally? I mean, they might know you as Charlie Runkle, the sort of sexually crazed character in Californication.
Republicans are surprisingly enamored of their smut, and there's a lot of
They're only
Californication
human,
fans.
after all.
Yeah.
That was Evan Handler. You know him from Californication, Sex and the City, and he's here to tell the Republicans to keep putting money into the arts. I'm Rob Cox with Reuters TV.